Hey there, welcome to episode 30 of Minipod. No fluff, just good stuff in under 5 minutes. I almost feel embarrassed to say this, but I've given up praying for patience. God always seems reluctant to give it to me, and I just can't wait any longer. You know, during my times of quiet meditation and confession, I've come to realize that many of the offenses I cause can be traced back to a lack of patience. In the ministry, many of our frustrations can be traced to impatience with interruptions and obstacles. You know what I mean. We have our plans and goals, and then something or someone comes and messes it all up. I remember early into my first church plant reaching a point of frustration with my congregation because they didn't seem to be cooperating with my vision. I said to Ellen once after church, "Don't these people understand that I'm trying to do something here?" And at first I didn't appreciate her 20-year-old wisdom. That's right, we were both in our 20s. She said, "No, as a matter of fact, they don't. They're not really thinking about it at all. They're busy making a living and raising kids. They're not as into it as you are." I think it's unrealistic for us to expect them to be as into it as we are. We've got to become more patient and comfortable with interruptions and obstacles because divine appointments often come disguised as interruptions. Because obstacles are sometimes God's way of protecting us from making a mistake. Because obstacles can be God's tool to work humility in us as we see that our well thought out plans aren't working. Because interruptions, you know, the person who drops in unannounced, the phone call during your study time, they can remind us that we're in the people business. Ellen always used to say, "It's about people, not programs." And she was right. I was beginning to see people as interruptions and obstacles to my objectives and plans. It's hard to love roadblocks. In larger churches, pastors enjoy multiple staffs and more than likely a secretary that can run interference for those phone calls or drop-ins. But pastors of smaller churches are exposed to more interruptions than they would like to admit. When I think of interruptions, I think of people. When I think of obstacles, I think of unexpected circumstances that obstruct our plans, whether we're talking about people or circumstances. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have no boundaries or that you never say no. There's a time to tell someone that you'll call them back because you're in the middle of something. But I'm reminded of St. Augustine's words, "Patience is the companion of wisdom." I don't know if wisdom tells you to be patient or if patience produces wisdom. But I do know that pastoring smaller churches means interruptions and obstacles, and we've got to learn to be patient with both. This is Dave Jacobs of Small Church Pastor. See you next time.